together my lavender soap. I use for most of my recipes, I use the same oils. So I already have measured out my olive oil, which is really good for your skin. I'm going to add to that the tallow, otherwise known as lard. That's really good. That's found in every cell of our body, which I had no clue about. Coconut oil. Just kind of mix those up a little bit. I have sunflower oil. Adding that. Doesn't really matter what order you put the oils in, especially since everything is already at room temperature since I prepared it earlier. And then this is rice bran oil. Not an oil I was ever familiar with before, but I love it in my soaps. Seems to really add a lot to the just the gentleness of the soap. So I have that all together, and then this, love this, is the castor oil. That to me is like the magic sauce. Magic sauce. Okay. So as you can see, I have all my oils. Now really, cold processed soap is all about putting together sodium hydroxide, known as lye, something I've been afraid of all my life, and you know, really it's probably good I was, but as long as you're cautious with it, it's okay. There are oils that are measured to the amount of sodium hydroxide it takes to saponify, or take all of the oils and turn it all into a wonderful soap mixture. So we're ready to do that. First though, I'm going to add, this is my lye that I have already mixed up. I hope you can see it. And to that I'm going to add something called sodium lactate. It's truly nothing more than, it's like a salt product. And the salt just keeps the cold pressed soap nice and hard so that it doesn't get really soft and squishy. Instead it keeps it nice and hard. So, lye's ready, the oils are ready, and this part is just, I think it's just like Mr. Wizard and his science. So, I'm going to put my instruments back here. Now this is called a stick blender, hope you can see that. And this is going to help me mix my lye into my oils. And what you're going to see, and I'm going to try and turn it off so you can hear me, but what you're going to see is something called emulsifying. So I'm going to pour the lye solution into the oils, and you'll see it kind of turning a different color. I'm going to take the lye and pour it down the barrel of my stick blender, just so that it doesn't cause a lot of extra bubbles. You see, there are some bubbles in there. They're gone, so here we go. I'm going to try it at my lower speed. Get it going there. And here we go. Watch for it, it's going to change. Okay, you seeing it? This is the emulsifying part. So, as you can see, the color is different. It's kind of emulsified. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but I can tell that it's all now at least mixed together. What we're going to see next is what we call a soap mixture going into trace. And at trace, I will literally be able to pick up my stick blender and kind of trace a pattern on the top of the soap. That tells me it's time to go ahead and add my oil, my essential oils, my fragrances, and the coloring. Depends on the essential oil that you use, how quickly it goes into trace. And notice I'm not putting it in quite yet, but I will. That'll be the next. Okay, it's all emulsified, and today I'm putting in essential lavender. It's called Lavender 4042, which is a combination of a lot of the good lavenders that we all really love. So here it goes, and again, watch it's going to start to thicken or come to trace. You can kind of tell it's getting a little thicker. Little thicker yet, but you can see it. I can't really, it's not leaving a trace. Just nice and creamy. Getting there, getting closer. Coming. Okay, now because I'm using lavender and because I want to divide my loaf into kind of a bottom one color and then a pencil line and another color, I'm going to stop and I'm going to pour some of the soap into another bowl. Doesn't really matter how much. Just kind of do it by what I think looks right. And to that I'm going to add some titanium dioxide, which is, it's a chemical process that happens. This will just whiten the soap so that it doesn't come out yellow. It just looks like a more of a white, more of a pleasant color. You see it in a lot of your ingredients if you start looking at the ingredients on the soap that you buy. So I'm excited. I'll leave it as such. And to this one, to the other main color, I'm going to add some colorant. The colorants I use sometimes are clays. In this particular case, there's not really a purple that comes out as pretty as just a colorant that I can buy. It's still very environmentally friendly. I'm going to try about a half teaspoon and we'll see how that looks for a color. Kind of pretty. You can see that or not, but it's thickening up so you can kind of see a tracing of the motions I'm making. I'm going to stop there with the colorant because since it's springtime and I want a lighter color, I'm just going to stop right there. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pour it into a 2-pound loaf mold. Again, nothing magical about this, but because the bottom is, I hope you can see that, just kind of maybe almost like pudding, I'm going to pour some in and talk to my kitty. It's okay, Julian. I know. Okay, and then I'm going to put in what's called a pencil line. It's just something that kind of divides the bottom from the top. And I'm going to use, just for fun, I'm going to use kind of a sparkly glitter. Purple glitter, just kind of, again, because it's spring and fun. You can use all kinds of things. Sometimes if I'm adding an exfoliant, this is where I'll add it so that there will be just a fine line of maybe, depending on what I'm making, lemon peel or orange peel. That should be good. And just to kind of make it maybe a little more interesting, I'm going to do a little swirl. Just to get a little bit of texture and color in there. It should be good. Oh, maybe I'll go down. This is fun. It is absolutely fun, and I never know until I slice the soap what it ends up looking like. So it's always fun. So on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and pour my other color of soap on top. I'm going to pour it down the spatula so I don't get a lot of extra bubbles. Ooh, some of it's going in, so this is going to be an interesting combination, I think. Probably won't have as defined a line. It's okay, they always turn out good. So now I'm going to kind of play with it. Okay. See? Can smooth it out. Oh, this is really going to be pretty. All right. It looks like I'm going to have enough left over that I'm going to use an additional mold. I don't want to fill this one up too much because it might spill. So that's good for that for right now. And then I'm going to put the rest in another, it's a silicone mold. I'm going to put, just because, I'm going to pour a little bit of the lavender in first. So you can get some differences in color. Really hope you at some point try making soap. It's just really fun. I had a wonderful lady here who walked me through the whole process and I fell in love with it. But before that, honestly, I was afraid to kind of try it because of the lye and just because I didn't know what I was doing, didn't have the right equipment. But now I do and I can play. Okay, and then on top of that, I have a little bit of the lighter color left. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on top. Might not have left quite enough, but that's okay. I'll just have some smaller soaps for the other two. You know, truly, you just can't go wrong. You can't go. When I watch the soap making people on video, YouTube's, I think, how on earth can they be so neat? But they are. They would be cleaning this up, cleaning this, but not gonna do it. So again, just for interest, I think I'll just add a little bit of a swirl here. And for these, they're really gonna be tiny. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of my other soap and just put a little bit on top. Just because it might make it more interesting. Okay. Now I'm still being careful because I've got my gloves on. I don't want lye touching my hand yet. It takes, I don't know, 24 hours maybe for it to become safe enough to really handle. At first I was really afraid of it. Very cautious. Yes, Julian, I hear you. Really, tomorrow I'm going to unmold these and I'll have you watch that too. So a little bit more mica, here it is. Just sprinkle a little bit on top. Honestly, it's just like baking. If you love to bake but you don't like the calories, here you go. And over here, just gonna smooth it out a little. Ooh, that's pretty. That is gonna be gorgeous. See, and now as it's kind of setting up a little bit, I can play with it. I could take a spoon if I wanted to make patterns. But I think for now that's good. It's all good. So, tomorrow we'll go to the next step and you can watch me unmold it and slice it. So